Hey, badass business owners, welcome back to the show. Today, I want to talk about the fact that you may not be as profitable as you think you are. I was sitting in my car the other day and I had just finished up a coaching call with an individual who's doing really great in their business, and they've made some really good money doing this, and they've been able to continue to grow their business, and even after COVID, bounce right back and do really well. And part of the conversation went on the profitability, because once again, you get paid two different ways in your business. One is as an employee in your business, one is off of the profitability of your business. But way too often, we account for all the money that's left over and say, hey, that's mine as a business owner. It got me to thinking about an earlier conversation in the week that I had, which was extremely similar in the fact that the business owner was doing their sales, paying their bills, and then basically living off of and keeping everything that was left. And they also did not have their that money separated into, this is the money I made as an employee and this is the money I made as a business owner. And you hear me talk about this on the show all the time. And it's a matter, do you own a job or do you own a business? Because a lot of times we want to go out and we want to spend money and do things because we see that money that we're making. And the reality is the business probably isn't profitable, but you as an employee, you're making a good wage doing what it is that you do. Now, I wasn't going to re-record this because I think it's an important message that's heard. And obviously it was coming from my heart at that moment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and play for you what I recorded in my car. But I do want to warn you that the audio quality is not as good as you normally get here because there was some traffic going by. And I guess it was a little bit louder than what I thought it was going to be. But I think it's an important message and I really want you to hear. So hopefully you'll stick around and get a little bit more. You know, every time we talk about this employee money versus this business money, it's like an angel earns its wings, because you start to, more and more people start to realize, wait a minute, I'm doing this exact same thing. I'm not really making as much money in my business. I need to learn my business numbers. And that's why we're going to keep talking about knowing your business numbers, because it's all about making sure that you really, truly are profitable as a business and not just as an employee who happens to have a business. All right. So please hang in there, listen to this, the rest of this episode. I think you're going to get a couple aha moments and hopefully walk away with looking at things a little bit differently. All right. Let's play that right now. Hey, badass business owners, it is Tammy, and I want to talk about your money, okay? I have had some great conversations this week that have really inspired me with thinking about other ways that I can help you put more money in your pocket, and for you to be able to understand your numbers a little bit better, so this way you can really say, hey, I'm running a profitable business. Here's the problem that I see a lot of times is you go out and you sell $60,000, $80,000, $200,000 worth of revenue, top line money you took in. And then you take off your expenses and then you show me what your profit line is. And you're like all excited because you made $36,000 or $40,000 or $50,000, $100,000, whatever that number is. You're really excited by that. And you should be. That's fantastic. But here's the thing. You hear me preach this all the time, and I'm going to continue to preach it because it's all about learning your numbers, right? If we talk about your numbers and we get down and we see that you made $42,000, let's say, one of the questions I'm always going to ask you is, how much of that money did you pay yourself as an employee in your business? For example, if your pay is not captured up in your cost of goods where it should be as an employee, now that's for majority of you. It's not everybody, but if you have a service-based business or you have to make what it is that you sell, then you have employee stuff because that product could not exist without you. If you are not capturing any kind of pay up there, then your bottom line profit of the business really isn't business profit. Let me explain. A lot of people get this hung up because a lot of bookkeepers and tax people want to tell you, well, it's all the same money. It is when it comes to paying taxes. It's not when we're trying to find out if your business is profitable or not. Because here's the thing. Let's say you work 60 hours a week. And let's say of the 60 hours, you're working 40 of those hours as a doer in your business. And while you're a doer in your business, that's when you're making that employee money I was telling you about. Because if we ever have to pull you out and plug somebody in, then that means that's money you're not going to be making because you're no longer that doer. You have to figure out as a business owner how to survive off of the profits of the company, right? So right now, if you're by yourself, you still want to have money in there because you want to know how much money is tied to the doer side of the business. Now, let's just say you work 40 hours a week as a doer in your business. Remember, you're working 60, but we're putting those other 20 to the side for a minute. 40 hours, 50 weeks a year. You take 2 weeks off, 50 weeks a year, 40 hours times that 50 weeks is going to be about 2,000 hours. Here's the thing. Remember, at the end of the day, our example made $42,000 for the year. If we take the 2,000 hours times $20, just a $20 an hour employee to do the job, what it is that you're doing, that's $40,000. So when you look at that 42, you really didn't make $42,000 as a business. You made $40,000 as an employee. The business made $2,000 because it made that difference. The reason we want this $40,000 up in your cost of goods is to be able to separate that out. And there's a lot of times when I sit down and have conversations with people to where we are talking about the fact that, hey, how much money did you make? And they're showing me these numbers. Like I said, $30,000, 36, 40, 45, 50, whatever the case may be. The big thing that I want to make sure that you're doing is you're separating out those two. And I'm still getting people that are learning that, and that's perfectly fine. Listen, the fact that you want to learn your business numbers better, and the fact that you are either listening to me here on the podcast or you're watching the videos over on the YouTube channel tells me that you want to run a better business. And one of those big things is you wear two hats in your business. I don't care if anyone tells you any differently. It is true. You are an employee in your business doing some doing, and you are the business owner. So unless you never touch anything in your business and other people do everything, you should always set aside money that you're making as an employee in the business. It's crucial that you do that, because let's just say that you don't do that. And now all of a sudden you go out and you hire Johnny, and you hire Johnny to work 20 hours a week. Well, Johnny working 20 hours a week, he may or may not make that same $20, but if he's working 20 hours a week times that 50 weeks, making that $20, guess what? He's making 20 grand. And if you're not doing that, getting paid for it, that 20 grand comes right off of that bottom line number. And guess what? That's one of the reasons why your profits drop, because you never accounted for an employee being in the business under your cost of goods. And that's what happens is people go, oh, I'm making 40 grand. I hired someone. Now all of a sudden I'm not even making 20 grand. What happened? What happened is you took away your employee money. You might still be working that 40 hours as an employee. Well, guess what? Instead of you averaging about $20 an hour, you just gave a bunch of that over to this other person. Now you divide that out, and you're going to find out that you are making $10 an hour, not really $20 an hour. Let me explain that one real quick. Remember, you were making $42,000, or let's just say $40,000. Well, if you take the $40,000, look at your profit line, whatever that number is for you, 30, 40, 60, divide it by the number of hours you're working as an employee. And it's going to give you an idea. Did you make $20, $10, $5? I've done this exercise with people. And guess what? When we took their profit and divided it by the number of hours they worked as an employee, they're making $3, $2. I've had someone make 56 cents. It's important that you understand how much money you're making for the employee hours versus the owner's hours. They're two totally different things. So I'm not going to beat this in. I want you to really think about this. I want you to look at your profit line, and I want you to divide it out by the number of hours that you work as an employee, and ask yourself, are you capturing it in your cost of goods where you should? Then you're going to be okay. You're going to have a true business profits. But if all of your numbers and all the money you take is at the end of the day with what's left over in your bank account, that means you're just taking it from the bottom, and you never accounted for those employee hours. And whatever money you see in there, you have to find out how much was that as an employee, how much was a business owner. And I'm going to bet you dollars to donuts, for a lot of you, it's only employee money. You are being paid as an employee in your business. You're not being paid yet as a business owner. And it looks like a good number. It feels good. You've made that $40,000, $50,000. But the reality is, did you make it as a business owner? That's one of the reasons we want to have them separated. It's going to help you grow your business and know how much money you have and how much money you have to spend and everything else. So hopefully that makes sense. If it doesn't, let me know. I will continue to preach this. You're going to find more and more episodes here on talking about pricing and on paying yourself and everything else. Even if I sound like a broken record, trust me, we want to do this. The whole way that you're going to learn your business numbers is to do it over and over and over and hear it. And that's my main mission, is I want you guys to be walking, talking experts on your business numbers and knowing exactly how much money you've made and how much money your business has made. Because at the end of the day, you signed up to run a business and not to be a self-employed employee. All right, with that, I am out of here. I'll talk to you on the next episode. Bye for now. Hey, badass business owner, before you go, as you know, I'm a huge believer in you knowing your business numbers. After all, it isn't about how much you sell, it's about what you keep. And the best way to grow your profits is to start diving in and understanding those business numbers. To help you on this journey, I have created the Know Your Business Numbers course. We will walk through how to read your profit and loss statement. You'll learn the key calculations that'll help ensure that you're making a healthy profit on all of your products or services, plus a ton of other good stuff that'll help you learn how to use those business numbers to create even more sales and profits. Just check out the link below in the show notes or visit knowyourbusinessnumberscourse.com. So if you're ready to increase those profits, it's time you start diving into your business numbers.